Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. So Sagittarius, we have, yes, the Ace of Cups. Very strong emotions here, okay? And these might be the beginning of some pretty intense feelings. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see what we have going on. First, I saw a heart. That's the first thing I saw right here. Okay, we also have a wishbone right here. So yeah, I feel like this is maybe, it feels like a crush. It feels like a longing. It feels like a belovedness. Look at these little flowers and the heart. And let's see, what does this one say? It kind of looks like a person right here. I almost think of like a monk or a samurai or something with flowing robes. You can see the head is right here. They're holding up, and it almost kind of looks like an axe. Now we also have the bird, okay? So for me, kind of the symbolism of, oh, and then we have another person running over here, and it looks like they have maybe a headscarf on. But the symbolism to me, it feels almost kind of like self-sabotage, or kind of like a feeling of not wanting to be distracted, okay? Those are two very different things, but I kind of almost imagine that it's like you gave up on something being the way that you wanted it to be, right? Like maybe you have been separated or divorced, or maybe you've been single, and you've always kind of longed for this deeper connection, maybe marriage, family, companionship, whatever, right? And you just haven't met the right person. You know, you maybe had some stinkers in the back there, just some like, don't even mention their names. some don't let the door hit you when you're leaving. But you still, there's that lingering, like, I hope I find the one. I hope I find that person that's for me. And then, right, you kind of get to a point where it's like, all right, I've been trying, maybe I've been out there dating, I've been on the apps, I've, whatever, had a few little relationships, or maybe I had one for a couple of years and it just, it didn't work out. One reason or another. And you think, okay, I'm not like super jaded, but I also am really kind of getting bored with this search. So you know what? I'm going to put my intention, my will, my attention, my intentions and attentions into things that make me feel good about being alive, right? Hobbies, friendships, family, community, work, whatever it is in there. Maybe it's all of it. You're very blessed if it is, but maybe it's like one or two things. And these are the things that, get you out of bed. And maybe it is that you want to cultivate more of those things. So you spent some time doing that. That's where you've been. You've been out there enjoying yourself a little bit, finding stuff that, for me, I recently in the last, year or so, I guess maybe it's been 2 years, it's hard to tell time anymore. I don't know if right now it's April or if it is actually almost the end of October somehow. I don't know how that happened. But I found out about myself. I really like doing jigsaw puzzles. And I never do that, but they do. They make me happy. And so, you know, maybe it's something like that. You find a little hobby, you find a little, you know, something that you excel at, and you've put your time into it. Well, guess what? This is how it works. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it does. This is when you end up finding somebody, right? Or somebody comes strolling into your life, and your garden is growing beautifully. Now, the person that you meet, they might be a wonderful person. They might belong right there in that garden. Now, they might not be though, right? They might be somebody who is a opportunist. They might be somebody who is, you know, maybe not your type. Maybe you don't necessarily like know how you're going to relate, but it could be cultivated into something pretty special, right? But here's the deal. You're not really having that. Like, dude, I created this wonderful atmosphere that I have going. Things are pretty good. I don't have a lot to complain about right now, you know? And now it's like knock, knock, knock right at the door, right? I don't know. Maybe maybe I am going to go out there in my hermit or monk's robe or whatever and start cutting down those hearts and those flowers. Don't bring that stuff over here, you know? And I do. I feel like there's kind of this feeling of, I really wanted this, but now I've done all this work and I'm pretty cool with myself. Am I ready for this? Is this really the path that I want to go down? I don't know. We're going to keep looking. Now we also have, it looks like a large boat, okay? And it's headed towards the future. So I do see that there will be some movement here, okay? Some changes happening. I know there've already been lots of changes, but there will be more. Yes, there will be more. And here I am looking at this. It looks like a matador right here. A person, right, holding the, what is that? Like whatever they hold. And then the bull, right, comes running for it. By the way, I do not support this sport, okay? Let me just tell you. I support tradition. I support, you know, you doing what you want to do. Not necessarily with the animals for entertainment. Okay, but it is showing me this in the images, so we're going to talk about it. We're not going to put a lot of judgments here. Actually, let's not put any judgments. Let's just look and see. So it's almost kind of like dodging a bullet almost, but it's like playing an active role in being in that risky place, right? So I almost kind of feel like the cat is yodeling. That's what I feel like. No. I almost kind of feel like, I'm not going to say you're a sucker for love. Okay, Sagittarius. But when the opportunity presents itself, I feel like you maybe sometimes have a hard time walking away from it. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Right? It's not like you're going to entertain any old attention that you get from somebody. But I do think that you put up a good fight here. It's kind of like, I'm cool. I'm good with me right now. I'm going to do me. But then, you know, you're getting the texts and the smiles and the little butterflies. And yeah, you do. You almost kind of instantly become that troubadour. Now, we have the bull, right? And is this the other person? Is this love? I don't know exactly. Maybe they're a Taurus. Maybe there's somebody who's pretty aggressive. Maybe this is somebody who isn't exactly kind of the same personality as you, not as easygoing as you, but they're fiery. They're very fiery. They're very passionate. They are not afraid to show you that, like, hey, I'm into you. Hey, let's go out sometime. Hey, let's spend some time together, right? And I almost kind of, you know, I think that you like the dance, but I don't know that you're really in a place where you want to fully entertain kind of coupling yourself with someone, getting into this union. So yeah, maybe some kind of casual flirtation, a little bit of maybe dating, or, you know, having a little bit of a work deal where, I don't know, you know, you just kind of like being around each other or whatever. Doesn't go beyond that. But yeah, I could see you kind of indulging this a little bit. Now, this might be, and I've been talking a lot as if you are single, and maybe you are, maybe you're not. Maybe this isn't your primary relationship, and maybe that's part of why there's so much restraint here. You know, does it feel nice to be noticed? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Does it feel nice that somebody really has like a, not just like a surface level interest in you? Yeah, I bet it does. Are you ready to take that leap? I don't know. I don't think so. That's just the feeling that I'm getting. Okay. Yeah, so, you know, just, and like I always say, there's no judgment for me. No judgment. Whatever you end up doing, do you, but be smart, okay? Be safe. Think about all of the implications, all of the, you know, things that could go south, right? And the aftermath. That's something we have to, you know, and I don't know, maybe it's as you get older, you think more and more about this stuff, right? You think about how much time and effort is going to go into cleaning up this mess. Too much sometimes, right? Now we have the number 26. 26. And I'm going to go ahead. We're going to look over here. We have a large fish, okay? So for me, this koi fish, it indicates prosperity, longevity, good health, right? At least stabilized health, and money. That's the resources, right? And so I feel like you are in a pretty dang sweet place with all of that, right? Everything feels like, yeah, everything's going pretty good. And I think that in this last bit of time, you have spent more of your time and energy really upkeeping yourself and doing all those things that maybe you've been putting off, like going to your, you know, your physical and getting your eyes checked, or, you know, paying off the parking tickets, or, you know, whatever. Finally going and getting your hair trimmed after a few years, or whatever it is. I think that you've indulged. It feels like indulging. Really, it's just kind of self-care, right? But I think that you've really focused on that. And I feel like there's just this feeling of things being really solid for you, and confidence. That's the big thing, confidence, Okay. Now I want to look at our Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And we're just going to ask these beautiful cards here. How are these next few days going to be? Maybe the next week. Okay. Now, this reading is timeless. So whenever you watch this reading, it is activated. So this is going to be the week after you've watched this, you know, the next days after, okay? And we're just gonna flip through. We're gonna see what these cards want to tell us. Escape, okay. Whew, immediately. Escape, enterprise. Let's see if we get another E name, word. Status, okay. Devotion, choice, intuition. Okay, so this actually doesn't feel exactly like it is something coming up. It is something that you are reflecting on. I feel like at some point you were in maybe a relationship or a situation with somebody who you were very devoted to, right? But I think that this was somebody who was really good at maybe like starting businesses. They're really good in their career. They're maybe kind of powerful. They've made a name for themselves. They have the status. They have the money that they're making. You know, they're a respected community member, whatever. And you're devoted, right? You're like the devoted spouse, partner, whatever. But you know, there's a darkness here. This is a person that is controlling. This is a person that I feel like they started to isolate you. They, you know, wanted to like have their fingers in every aspect of your being. Right? Just kind of like, what are you wearing? How are you doing your hair? Who are you talking to? Where are you going? How long are you going to be there? You know, not just the questions, but like demands, right? So I see you being in this place of, well, yeah, having to make a choice and needing to escape, really. You know, and I think that's maybe what a lot of this is about, is that you've had to rebuild your life, you know. But through it all, I think that your intuition off the charts, okay? And it's only gotten stronger because you have learned to listen to yourself. You can hear yourself, maybe for the first time in your whole life, or maybe since you were a kid, right? Because kids have this ability. They absolutely are still in touch with that, you know, consciousness, that conscience, with that intuition, and just the instincts that we are given to survive. Because as you get older and we are conditioned and we, you know, we start to realize how we need to navigate and how we have to kind of sometimes, you know, bend and twist to be able to interact with certain people. You know, we get further and further away from being able to listen to our intuition unless we absolutely make the choice that we are going to not only listen, but honor our intuition. And so I feel like through these events, you have. And it's become quite strong. And I think that's really what this is pointing out, is that your intuition is off the charts. Okay. Now, let's do our 3 lucky numbers. We have number 36, 69, 36, 69. Ooh. 81, 36, 69, 81. Those are our lucky numbers. Okay, and then we're going to do our inner child oracle deck here. And these are just going to punctuate the reading. We're going to pick one. We're going to stop where it feels right. And it's going to tell us 16, go inward. It is time to connect with your inner child. That's, I mean, literally with the intuition, right? Just talking about how when you're a child, you have access to it. I mean, it's just there, right? Well, I really feel like you have. You've gone inside of yourself. You've really begun to listen to yourself. Your intuition is so strong. And so I feel like this is kind of like an invitation to continue to do that work. And I hope that you choose to do so, right? Because you are gaining this relationship with yourself, which is the ultimate relationship. All right. Well, Sagittarius, I'm going to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to leave a comment, go ahead and do it. Do it, do it, do it. I read them all. And they mean so much to me. Yeah, and also, I forgot to say this at the beginning. We hit 50K subscribers. So thank you. Thank each and every one of you. You are so wonderful. This channel is, well, it really is all about you guys. And I could not do any of this without you. And I truly, I mean, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate the love and support, not only myself, but my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, the love and support we both receive from all of you. It means so much. So thank you. All right. I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk soon. Good night.